Hi guys, my name is Zillion. I'm a DJ and producer from South Atlanta, and I now reside here in New York City. I actually got my name because of my Xbox back in like 2010, and they generated me a gamer tag, and like the name was Zillion Island 5. All the other players would be like, hey, Zillion, like, you know, 12 o'clock, Zillion, 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 Zillion. So I ran with it, and it's been stuck to me for about 11 years now. I am from South Atlanta, Georgia. The culture was it was really amazing. Like the hip hop scene was really well, the music scene, the fashion. It was a beautiful scene. Of course, I started listening to music at a young age. A lot of my past family members used to be musicians, and it just all runs through the family, and I am just picking up the pieces. I moved to New York in 2018, January to be exact, due to family issues that I had back in Atlanta. Moved here with my father and started taking the DJing route very, very serious, and he wasn't really supportive much and didn't, really, believe in me too much. I eventually moved out and moved into a room in Queens now. Right now I'm just living day by day in my room, recording as much music as possible and learning a lot about myself, and just trying to better myself and just live life at the end of the day. My first show was back in December of 2018. It was a gallery for my friend Amani Haywood. It was just so scary. I didn't know what people would think of me. I didn't know how well I would do. From 12 o'clock to like 6 o'clock, like things were like kind of boring. Like it was just people coming in and out. And then after 6 o'clock, like things started to really pick up, and it started to become a party. I have to say, I DJ'd like shit. I DJ'd like complete shit. I always look back at that first function, and just, stay true to myself, I was, acting like a performer. I was DJing, I was trying my best to control a crowd, and that, is what I wanted to be, and I worked on that, and I grew on that, and, I'm doing good for myself now. I've probably done like about 100 shows at this point, and I've just been like going at it like damn near every weekend, to be honest. Of course not now during this pandemic, but before, like every weekend I was DJing a function, just getting better and better and just going crazier and crazier every weekend. It was a mosh pit as soon as I walked in. I remember like at this party that I threw. It was somewhere in Brooklyn. I'm not too sure exactly where. There was like 2 DJs before, and then like as soon as I hopped on my set, like people were like, "Oh yeah, it's time to open it up. Open up the mosh pit. We're about to go crazy." And of course, party just went nuts, honestly. And it's like it's like an amazing feeling to know, like, as soon as your face is seen somewhere, like people already know what time it is. Like that's like an amazing ass feeling, like that you don't even have to go on the mic and say anything. People just go ahead and do what the hell you already know you were gonna do regardless. My affiliation with Def Jam, I'm a part of their street team. Of course, like we did a train party all the way to Rolling Loud back in 2019. That was back in October. Just it did like so well. Like, we were getting like a lot of like hype off of it.
And the host. Yeah, we got all the way to Rolling Loud. You feel me? It's gonna be lit, bro. No, we out here.
I want to thank you guys for coming out. You are now welcome to the Zillion. We got our special guest coming in right now. Danny Lane. Ready to turn up, Danny? Yes, sir. If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot. Beautiful morning. You're the sun of my morning, babe.
And we're gonna do a lot in 2020. Had a lot planned, but of course got put on hold because of the pandemic. And I'm so grateful to be a part of the street team, but for right now, everything is like really quiet for doing anything as crazy as we did at that train party to Rolling Loud. My favorite show would have to be my New Year's function, which is 2020, of course, going into 2020. A big crowd came out that night, and you know, it was like my chance to, you know, like really show people who I am in front of damn near 500 people. It was like this crowd reaction that night was just amazing for me, and you know, I always like look back at it. I was like, well, if I could do this, then the sky's the limit. I could do anything. You know, having my own tour, like, you know, that's just all dreams and everything that I will, you know, make reality. Gosh, I've seen many crazy shit happen at my shows. At my New Year's event, I didn't see it. I didn't see it, you know, with my own eyes, but I saw it, like, you know, when I got home, and it was like looking at like all the videos and like all the like the mentions on people's stories and shit. I remember like seeing like this girl with a huge ass snake on her neck, like literally not too far from where the DJ booth was. And I have an insane fear for snakes. Like, yo, like, oh my god, my skin is crawling right now. Snakes are so scary, and it's like the fact that a snake somehow got into my function was just crazy. I'm just like so happy I didn't see it, because I probably would have freaked out and probably been like, yo, everybody go home. I'm scared. There's a snake in the building. This is an emergency. Everybody go home. Actually, like my first event, the event ended and whatnot, and I remember I was like staying to like clean up and whatnot, and I saw like 2 syringes and like one of these like lube things on the floor. I'm like, wow, people were like really shooting heroin in this bitch. Like, wow, this is really gonna be my life. And that was my first event, so just imagine taking that in as a little newcomer to the scene and shit, that you see like heroin syringes and shit on the floor. So that was pretty crazy as well. The link between fashion and music is really strong. Like, music runs fashion and fashion runs music at the end of the day. And, you know, even with me as a DJ, like I take fashion serious, cause like I always say, I'm not trying to look like any bum on the street when I'm DJing. I'm trying to look like $1 million to give people that wow factor before I even press play on my DJ controller. So really strong link, and it's really important in any aspect of music you're in. It's important. So how did I get in contact with Diskko? I met the creator of Diskko, which is Russ, on February 2019 at a function called Fuck Fashion, and it was at the same location I had my first ever party at. Basically, I was just setting up. I came there early and everything. I was super stoked for the event. Russ, you know, ran up to me. I didn't even know him at the time. He was like, yo, you're Zillion. I was like, hey man, how you doing? And like, you know, we chopped it up a little bit. He described that, you know, he is a vendor of the function and his brand is called Diskko. It was going well. I was DJing really well. Mosh pits were well. Ladies twerking. Everybody's having a great time. Until randomly, like, a fight broke out, like, all the way in the back corner of, like, the function. Like, I guess, like, they grabbed up the guy that, like, you know, started, like, all the commotion and threw him out. And this guy, like, punched, like, the window of, like, the function. It just got insane. And it was, like, the party was just starting. Like, I was just getting in my zone. I was so upset. I was so upset, man, and it taught me a lot. But at the end of the day, Russ still believed in me after that function. Ever since then, like, Russ has gave me like amazing opportunities. Diskko has gave me amazing opportunities, and you know, I really do appreciate everything that they have done for me. This shirt right here, this design was made like 2 years ago for my old friend in Houston. It's an awesome ass shirt. Of course, it has my name up here, Zillion. Beautiful woman right here, 3 women right here. And then at the bottom, it says, if I'm a bitch, then I'm the baddest bitch. I got that line from my favorite Playboy Cardi song, which is Cash Shit. Like, that is like a mood. Like, that is like thoroughly a mood, you know, like, people like literally will call you names, like call you a bitch, this, that, and the third. Well, you gotta like run with it. Like, all right, I'm a bitch, but I'm literally the baddest bitch. I'm running this shit. I'm a rock star. So at the end of the day, like, you just can't let that shit get to you. You gotta utilize whatever they say about you. This shirt is gonna let you know and remind you, like, nah, like, you are a bad bitch. You know, I just hope this shirt, like, you know, motivates you in some way, like it motivates me. Yeah. You can get this shirt on Diskko.com. It's available now. The link will be somewhere in this box, in this rectangle actually, or down below. My project, which is called Wrong Road EP, is my second project now, and it's really my favorite project. Like, I'm just overwhelmed just talking about it because I'm so excited about it. I actually wanted to utilize the idea of going down a track list for, you know, all the songs to get deeper and deeper while you get down and further into the EP. And so with this first song, which is like Sensitivity, is really groovy. It is really, you know, really bright and really open. And then all the way down to like the last song, which is New Era, is like a hard techno song. And it's like really dark and really punchy, really grimy. And you know, like I thoroughly enjoyed, like, you know, taking like a trip through party on a Saturday night and, you know, how things would be. And I wanted to comprise it in 23 minutes. And it's funny because this Australian guy named J Host that I never even met literally found my EP randomly on Bandcamp and literally said exactly what I intended the EP to be. So shout out to J Host. I really appreciate you for reading me like that. I really appreciate it. And you guys could get the EP on Bandcamp, or you guys could stream it for free, which would also be on SoundCloud by the time this video drops. What does the future hold for me? It's always going to be bright. You know, I still want to DJ a festival, boiler room sets, mix mags, like all of that. And, you know, even with that question, you know, that you just asked me, like I even like sat down and like thought about it. And I want to like relate it to like this movie called Soul, of course, that I'm sure everybody has seen. And, you know, like the concept was like, you know, you have this like dream and like you would be fine like doing it just that one time and then passing after. And like that's just how I am. Like I could DJ a festival one time and I'll be thoroughly satisfied with myself. Of course, you know, I want to do more, DJ more festivals and whatnot. I think it's like the most amazing thing, you know, you could possibly like say. You know, like those goals are always going to be, you know, reached. I'm going to stay true to myself. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to stay patient. I'm just going to work. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. So what advice I can give to anybody that wants to become a DJ? Just go step by step and just, you know, set the bar really high for yourself. Don't set the bar so low and focus on it. Don't just do it just to do it just because you see anybody else doing it. Do it because you want to do it. It's almost like you can't look at, you know, things like music or any type of arts for that matter as a job, because if you look at it as a job, you're going to treat it as a job and there's not going to be any passion for it, and there's going to be people that want to be in that same position that you want to be in, and, you know, there's going to be a downfall for you and there's going to be an ugly one. So you should stay focused. You should stay passionate about what the hell you want to do. And if it does not get passionate anymore, put it off to the side for a week or a month and then go back to it. If it's still not it for you, then try something else, you know. And that's exactly what I did with soccer. I wanted to be a European soccer player. I literally wanted to, but college like turned it into a job. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I wanted to take music more serious. And every day I'm getting more passionate. And I'm falling in love with music every damn day, you know. And I don't think the momentum's ever going to stop. Music is my life.